Hello everyone, let's create a Coke bottle in Illustrator. So let us start. Here we have an artboard and we will now create guides. So here is the guide. We can keep the guide exactly at the center, and now let's import the image of Coke. So we'll go to file and here we have place, and we will just import the image of a Coke bottle, Coca-Cola bottle, and we will just scale it down. We'll just place it exactly at the center of the artboard. So something like this, right? So once we have placed it at the center, now we will just activate our layers, and we will try to reduce the opacity of this image so that when we are creating the outlines and tracing the bottle, we can clearly see the outlines. So we will reduce the opacity of this Coke image. Right, this looks better. Right, now we will lock this layer and we will create a new layer. Right, and we will zoom into the image. We'll start with the cap, and here we will select the pen tool and we will select a black stroke. Later we will turn the stroke into fill. Right, so we will just zoom into the image and we will start just tracing the body of this Coke bottle. So just we have to trace. It's okay if we are not tracing perfectly, we can later adjust. Right, so now we have traced the outline of this Coke bottle, and we can adjust these points here. We can just zoom into the image and we can adjust the points, and if you think these points are not rounded, these corners are not rounded, we can just make them rounded. We can spend some time and we can create a perfect outline. Right, so once we are done with the outlines, now we have to create 3 sections. So what are those 3 sections? So one is the cap, next is the neck of this bottle, and then the bottom portion of this bottle. So we have to create 3 divisions. So for that, what we are supposed to do is, so we have to simply cut the segments. We have to cut this part into 3 divisions. So for that, what we'll be doing is, here we have to just zoom into the image. We will just adjust these points a little bit. Let's just take this point over here. Right, so what we can do is, we can just select that point, and here we have the option cut path at selected anchor points. This is a scissor. We can also activate the scissor from here, from the tools panel. So we can just select the scissor and then we can just click on it. So now the path is cut, and then the next place where we have to cut is over here. So here also we have to cut the path. Right, okay, now we got 3 divisions. So this is for the cap, and this is for the neck, and the rest is for the bottom part. Right, so now what we can do is we can just create the extension for this path. So for all the parts we will create some extensions. So what we'll be doing is we will activate the pen tool, make sure that we have a stroke active. So we will just click on this point and then we will just extend it beyond this guide, right, and we simply have to hit enter, and we will do the same thing for the neck. So we'll just slightly just lower this point here, and then we will select the pen tool and we will select the point over here, and then we will just extend this point beyond the guide, right, and we will do the same thing over here. So we will just slightly move the point upwards like this, and then we will just select the pen tool and we will create one more point, right, and we will do the same thing for the bottom part. So we'll select the pen tool and then just we'll click over here and then we will create its extension. Alright, so we have created the extensions for all the three sections. Now we will just align them properly. So to align them properly, we will select the direct selection tool, and we can just select this point and then we can just keep it over here, and we will just snap everything to the guide here, right, and we will do the same thing. Right, so now we'll see everything is fine or not. We will also snap it to the guide here, right. So now we got the proper shape of the bottle. So the next thing is we need to add fills to all these sections. We need to give fill color to all these sections. So for the top one we will just apply a red color, and here we have applied for the stroke. We have to turn the stroke into fill. We can simply use the shortcut Shift plus X, right, and then we will next select the neck, and for neck we will apply a gray color. So here the color panel is there. In case the color panel is not active, we can always go to the window menu and just activate the color panel. So from here what we will be doing is we will just select a gray scale here, and we will just pick one gray shade, and then we will just use the shortcut Shift plus X to turn the stroke into fill. And here I think we have this issue in the cap, so we have to just align this point to the guide, right. So next we have to select the body here, and for the body we will just apply somewhat a dark color, somewhat dark brownish color, and again we will just turn the stroke into fill, right. So here now we got three sections, and we can actually delete the guide here, and we will just unlock the background, unlock the bottom layer, and then we will just delete the guide, right, and we can hide the reference here, right. So one thing we have to do is we need the neck to be transparent. So we will select the neck, and here we have the opacity. We will reduce the opacity. Let's keep it to, let's say, 50%, right. 50% is a little too much. Let's keep it to 60%, right. Okay, so once we have made the neck transparent, now we will select all the sections and we will group them. Simply we need to hit Ctrl G in PC or Command G in Mac, right. So once we have grouped the entire set of objects, we simply have to select the set of objects, and we will just go to Effect, and in Effect we have this 3D options, and here if we scroll down we can see 3D Classic. In older versions of Illustrator, you won't find this 3D Classic option. You will just find the 3D option. So in latest versions of Illustrator, we find this 3D Classic option. So what we'll be doing is we will simply select the option revolve. So we can see immediately, we can see some change. So we got a bottle shape, and here we have plenty of options. We will first do one thing. Here we have the perspective, and we can just put a value of 10 in the perspective field. So we can see here. So we can see some wireframe here. It's okay. It will disappear later because of memory. It appears. And here at the bottom we can find some options for controlling the lighting. So we can just select this blend steps. We want the surface to be smooth, so we can put a value of 100 in this blend steps, and we can see here. And we can also just adjust the lighting here, lighting on the surface, so we can see the lighting. And we can reduce the highlight size. We don't want the highlight to be too intense, and we can also reduce the highlight intensity. So we don't want the highlight intensity also to be too intense. So this looks better. And now we'll do one more thing. We can actually split the lighting if we want. So here, new light, we can just create two set of lights. So we can just place them at distance here, so we can see. But we don't want the highlight intensity to be too intense. We can reduce it, and we can also reduce the ambient light here. So we can see there will be some nice lighting. We can also play with this light intensity here. So now this looks better, right? So with these settings, we will simply click OK. Okay, we got the bottle ready, but one thing is missing is we will also put the label, the Coke label, over this bottle. To put the Coke label, we will first import the Coke label. So we'll go to File, and here we have the option Place, and we will browse to the image. So we will just select this Coke label here. So this is the Coke label. So what we will be doing is we will be creating a symbol. So we will be turning this Coke label into a symbol. So first thing what we'll be doing is we will select this Coke label, and here we have the option image trace, and we will just select the option 16 colors here, and then we will expand it. And then what we'll be doing is here we can see a white color outline around this label. We will get rid of it. So we will first ungroup it, and then we will just delete the white outline. Right, now this looks better. Now we will just select this entire Coke label, and then we'll drag it inside this symbols panel. In case the symbols panel is not already open, we can just go to Windows and open the symbols panel. Right, so we'll simply drag it, and here symbol options dialog appears. We can just give the name Coke label. Right, then we can delete this. Now what we'll be doing is we will select this Coke bottle, and here we have this appearance panel. And in case the appearance panel is not already open, just like the other panels, we can always go to window menu and open the appearance panel. Right, so inside the appearance panel we can find this 3D revolve. We can just click on it, and we will be opening again the 3D revolve options. And if we scroll down, we can see one option here, map art. We'll just open the map art, and we can see immediately we can see some options here. Here we have to just click on this next surface, so we can see different sections of our bottle. So this is what we want. We want the body, the bottom section, the bottom part. So we will select this bottom part, and we have to find our symbol now. So if we just click on this symbol drop down list, here we can find our Coke label. So we will simply select our Coke label. We can see already our Coke label is applied to the bottle, and what we will be doing is we will just try to place it in a proper location, and we can scale it and adjust it properly. So we can see here how we are placing it. So we have to adjust it properly. We can just scale it, and we can place it wherever we want. So we can just move it a little bit up, right, and we can just simply click OK, and then we will simply click OK. So we can see here. So now we have placed the label also over this bottle. So this is how we can create 3D bottles in Illustrator. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please do like, subscribe, share, and if you have anything to say, do comment. See you again.